You get to choose a life with magic or a life without. I choose magic. Hey there, it's Deb D, founder of Big Life Magic, and this is You Are the Magic, the show that is supporting you in practical magic. This is that beautiful mix between the woo and the how-to. For if it's true that you are the magic, what do you need to know about the magic within you? And then what are you going to do about that magic? That's what You Are the Magic is all about. Through storytelling, magic activations, and energy forecasts, I'm going to be sharing with you why you are the magic and then what you're going to do about it so that you can move closer to getting your version of big life magic. So here we are, my friends. Breathe it in, believe it to be true. Smile. You are the magic. Let's do this thing. Welcome, my Magic Maker friends, to episode 2 of season 2 of You Are the Magic. I'm your host, Deb D. Let's breathe in now because we're about to welcome a very special guest. I am absolutely delighted to say that today I am met by somebody who I am enamored by, fascinated by, and I have a crush on. Today I am going to be working with Albert Einstein, and together Albert and myself are going to be exploring with you the most important question you can ask yourself. For here we are in the Earth season. All season long, we're exploring the Earth element and what it means to be an earth-bound spiritual being. What does it mean to be human? And what does the Earth element provide for us and also enhance within us? And Albert had a lot to say about being human. So today we're going to explore this very important question. Albert actually calls it the first and base question that all humans should be asking themselves. We're going to explore that and what it means for you and your magic. But as a way of introduction, I don't feel like Albert needs much of an introduction because he's Albert, he's Einstein. I mean, when you say his name and you can see that grin and the hair and you know of some of the amazing innovations that he has brought to our world, which are still at play today. I mean, what an amazing mind. But for me, I really clicked in with Albert when I started to hear and read stories about his humanity, about his desire for peace for everybody, about his inclusiveness, and about his curiosity, not just about the scientific and invisible world, but also about the experience of being human. That's what got me. And then you ask Albert, what's the answer? And he says, love is the answer. And I'm like, Albert, you've got me right there. I am crushing. Albert is definitely one of my celebrity crushes. Maybe he is for you too. And so it's my absolute delight to share this episode with Albert. Albert is here. We've called Albert in, and we are going to be exploring this very important question. But before we do that, let's explore what Albert thinks about questions. Now, I just recently found this, and I just think, oh, Albert, can you get any better? I just love this. I'm actually going to read it here because I want to make sure I say Albert's words exactly. So Albert says, if I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on the solution, I would spend 55 minutes determining the proper question to ask For once I know the proper question, I could solve that problem in less than 5 minutes. Hello, Albert. The proper question. I am here for the questioning. I believe when we're working in our magic, which is about like this intentional direction of energy, often we put the front beat on finding the answer. What's possible for you if we stay back in the questioning, in the curiosity? For questions open up spaces, answers arrive somewhere. So we're going to be exploring how can we be curious in the magical playground and questions with this. Here we are. Breathe it in, my friends. Here is the most important question. First and basic question Albert believes every human should ask themselves, and it's this. Is the universe a friendly place? Is the universe a friendly place? Now, you may have heard this. Some people say, Albert said, is the environment you're in friendly or hostile? That's another way that this has come through. But the direct quote, according to my research, is the universe a friendly place? That's the question. And we're going to explore that and what it means for your magic making today. But let's begin with why Albert believed this is the important question. And it's because of what happens next. Albert believes if the universe and the world that we're earthbound and living in is unfriendly, then the next move the human makes is to create weapons and walls. If you feel like it's unfriendly and hostile, you are going to, as a human, move towards protecting yourself. And Albert believed we would then use our wisdom, our knowledge, and our technology to create weapons and walls. My friends, do we see that happening around the world? Yes, we unfortunately do. Albert also believed this. Albert also believed this is an important question to ask and to own. Because we don't just put our hands up and say, well, the universe is up to the universe. You are earthbound. You are playing here. You have a part to play. And what you decide matters. And then this is the real gift of Albert. Thanks, Albert. Because he says, if the universe, where you are, your environment, is a friendly place, then your wisdom, your knowledge, and your technology and all the skills that you have, you will move into creating more friendly spaces. You will propel humanity forward, not divide, not create the walls, not isolate. You will seek to connect. You will seek to innovate, which is why Albert believed it was the most important question to ask. I have loved this question for so long. I've been excited about doing this episode for a while because I want to explore it in what does this mean as a magic maker? Not just as a human, as actually owning your magic and saying, I create my life, my reality. I'm the magic and I get to decide. You get to ask the questions and you get to determine when you have found the answer that is aligned for you. Now, before we explore this in the magical playground and through this lens, I just want to share this because I think it's important to say. I am a healthy person with my basic needs met. I have food, I have water, I have shelter, I have relationships that are loving and connected. I have money in the bank. I have all of my basic needs met, which means as a human, I have the availability to ask questions about the universe and my place within it. I am fully acknowledging now that this is not true for everyone on planet Earth right now. There's some people who they don't have time to ask these questions because the environment they're living in, the place they're at, is literally either dangerous or violent, or there is scarcity of shelter, food, or water. So I just want to acknowledge that before we explore and play, and send blessings to all of those people earthbound now who are doing the best that they can in really extreme situations. Breathe that in and send a blessing with me now, my friends. Because we're all having different earthbound experiences, and some of them are at a completely different extreme. And for us, for me, and for you tuning in, we do have this privilege of exploring some questions and what that means for us as earthbound humans and what we want to create. So Albert asks, is the universe a friendly place? Is the environment you're living in a friendly place? I want to now take us to the most intimate environment for you, which is inside you. You are the magic, and you create the environment you are living in. Is your mind a friendly place to you? Is your heart feeling safe? Does it feel good to live in your physical body? What have you created for yourself? You are the magic, you get to create it, and also you need to take responsibility for it. What have you created? Because that's the environment that you begin from. That's the environment you're breathing in every day. And what happens in our magic, in our life, in our earthbound, here we are human, doing day by day, what we believe, what we breathe in, and what we create within ourselves creates our vibration, which goes out into the world. And what happens with our vibe? We are met by the match of that vibration. So sometimes what I see magic makers do is they're seeking to make a change and they seek outside themselves first. I want to invite you to go inside first. Have you created a friendly environment for yourself? Before you start thinking about all the places that you may go in your everyday. Because that we can work with. And here, let's just uncover what's happening underneath. Because you may believe, oh yeah, I'm a friendly person. And there's maybe some programs here in your unconscious or your subconscious, or living in your muscles, which are actually geared towards the vibration of like, be careful, or that's a vulnerable move, be fearful of that, not friendly. It can all actually be living within us. So we want to take responsibility for our own magic first, the environment we are creating that we live in 24/7 every breath. You want to check that first before you start working on the world that you're living in, because of course everything ripples out from us. So you might feel like hanging out with your family and your close friends is warm, comfortable, friendly. But when you go to work or a particular place, like a person's place or a relative, you might have decided that that's unfriendly. So we can also do that with our energy. We can make these decisions around that's good, that's not so good. And what is that doing? Messing up the vibe a little bit. We want to first bring it back again to self. And really, are we asking the proper questions? Albert says, ask the right questions, and it won't take you long to get the answer that aligns. Now, I believe in anchoring in real, grounded experience. You know, I'm the practical magic. It's the woo and the how-to. So let's go to now a story of me when I decided I was living in an unfriendly environment. Now, I have the absolute delight and privilege of living on the island of Tobago, deep in the Caribbean. I've lived here for a few years now. I've been connected for many years, and I feel so lucky to live here. And I'm going to tell you the truth, I messed up my magic for more than a year. This is what I did. When I finally crossed the border and officially moved here, I began to create answers and make decisions based on how I was feeling about being here. So I arrive and I'm the new girl. I've arrived on an island where most people here were born here. And if they weren't born here, they were born in Trinidad or an island really close. And so I'm very obviously not the person who was born here. Yet, nobody told me you're not allowed, but I decided, oh, I'm the new person. I now need to overcompensate for being new. And then that expanded in my energy. I started to overcompensate and I started to close in and isolate myself for fear of someone saying to me, who are you? Why are you here? Nobody ever said that to me, ever. In fact, if you walk around the island of Tobago, this is your experience. People say good morning. Everybody says good morning or good day. It's a part of the culture and community here because it's believed that if you cross paths with someone, you acknowledge that you've just crossed paths with another human and you acknowledge them. So when I'm walking to the beach in the morning, I'm literally like, good morning, good morning, good morning, good day, good morning. This is literally what happens. It is friendly. Like people are literally acknowledging you. So here I am in this beautiful place with everyone saying good morning to me. But what's happening in my inner environment? I start to make all of these conclusions. I come to all of these answers because I was honestly feeling like I need to prove that I'm allowed to be here. So I started to ask myself, actually, am I allowed? What do other people think about me being here? Are people upset that I've come? So many questions. And can you see where these questions are leading to? They are leading to unfriendly environment. And so my experience of being here for the first year or so when I officially moved here was I felt lonely. I felt like I wasn't connecting to anybody. It put a lot of pressure on me and also my relationship. And I wondered more than once, have I done the right thing by moving here? Like I feel like I should be here, but I don't actually feel like I belong or connect to being here. And my friends, it had nothing to do with what was happening on the outside world. It had everything to do with the environment I had created inside me. I was asking the wrong questions. And then it got to this point where I called myself out. I was like, Deb D, what have you done? You have just gone to war with an island. I created weapons and walls. I did all of that. And therefore, I can dismantle and alchemize all of that. I decided to change my questions. I started to ask, how can I invest in this island? How can I connect to the land here? How can I be curious about other people and their history here? What's possible for me here? You see, that quality of those questions is so different. And what happened is the whole island opened up. I spent more than a year wondering if anyone here was maybe going to be my friend. And I didn't make any friends in the first year. It felt weird. I'm a very friendly person. I changed my questions, and then these people start popping up, wanting to connect with me. And to my absolute delight, I also found a deep connection to the earth here. I am in an intimate, loving relationship with the Caribbean Sea, and I feel deeply connected literally to the sand and the rainforest and all of the beauty here. Because what happened? I changed my questions and I cleaned up my internal environment. So for you, are you living in a friendly place? What's the environment in you like? Because like me, it may be quite deep in the earth of you, some questions that are not serving you well. Are you creating weapons or walls? Do you feel isolated? Do you feel like you have to defend yourself? Because what happens when we create these environments for ourselves, not only do we get this weapons, walls, everything feels harder, we get isolated, it actually drains your essential energy. Everything feels harder. You have less magic accessible to you, less actual energy accessible to you. Whereas if we take a little moment to clean up our internal environment, what happens is we create friendly on the inside, which begins to create friendly on the outside. And what does Albert say? If we believe we're living in a friendly environment, then we will use our wisdom, knowledge, and technology to create more of that, to work with ourselves and humanity to propel forward. Are you living in a friendly place? Think about it also in this way. If you feel like the work that you're doing or the home you're living in or the country or town that you're in doesn't feel friendly, is there anything in you that needs to shift? Or maybe the shift that needs to happen is to literally leave that relationship, leave that job, move from that town. Because we want our inner and our outer worlds to be meeting in a friendly place. And sometimes we get this kind of disturbance in our internal world because we're being agitated to move in a different direction. And sometimes that different direction is all the way on the inside, and check yourself. What questions are you asking? When we ask great questions, we open up all of the possibilities. And being earthbound becomes more fun because we stay in the questions, in the discovery, in the curiosity, rather than in these narrow answers like, I don't belong here. I need to justify why I've moved to this island. I'm worried that these people I'm meeting don't like me or are wondering why I'm even here. All of that was so draining and boring, and it really did isolate me. And like me, you can also change your environment by changing your questions and checking yourself. Because let's take what Albert's gifted us today forward into our future by checking this, my friends. Pluto has just moved into Aquarius, Going to dance there for a while, and then going back into Capricorn and back into Aquarius again. So next year, absolutely in Aquarius. And what is this a big signal for? The age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius that has been coming for years, and once it anchors in, it's going to be with us for a long time. The age of Aquarius is about what? Humanity, innovation, finding new ways forward. So even though Albert left us earthbound so many moons ago, what he has gifted us is absolutely relevant now and in our future years to come. For if you can make a friendly environment for yourself here, then that vibration comes out from you. You will create more literal friendly environments that you walk into in your home, in your community, in your workplace. And if we can amplify that, what happens? The world opens up and we can hope for less weapons and walls. The age of Aquarius is coming. If Albert was here, he'd be like, giddy up, let's go, age of Aquarius. That is a massive playground. So let's be mindful of how we're stepping into the magic realm, how we're stepping into our magic now and in the days and years to come. You are responsible for the environment within you, and lucky you are the magic, so you can change your environment if it doesn't feel friendly. It's all about the questions that you ask yourself. What a delight to share time and space with you, my Magic Maker friends, and with Albert. Thank you, Albert. Still crushing on you. Probably always will. Now, to help you out, I am going to link below a meditation that I recorded many years ago, but still share often. It's called the Smiling Heart. If you're feeling like you're in an environment, your earthbound you needs a little tuning up, you want to turn that frown upside down, then the Smiling Heart meditation is going to support that. It's about 8 minutes long. Anyone, you got 8 minutes, right? To turn that frown upside down. The Smiling Heart meditation, I'm going to link it below, because believe it to be true, you begin to smile, you begin to change this internal environment, you turn the volume up on friendly, everything gets better. If you're seeking to manifest or change something in your life, heal something, activate something for yourself, start inside first and then watch those ripples come out. Friendly upon friendly upon friendly. And more magic will be on its way to you. So my friends, we have the questions, we have the Smiling Heart meditation, and one of the most friendly environments I can tell you about is the Big Life Magic Makers, the virtual magic community. We really are a friendly bunch. And, you know, we are like-minded. We want to know the questions to ask. We want to be curious about ourselves and what's possible for us in the magical world as well as in our earthbound world. So if you're looking for some new friendly environments to hang out in, you might want to check out the Big Life Magic Makers, which I'm also going to link below. My friends, every episode of You Are the Magic is dedicated. And I thought about this one this morning, and I want to dedicate this episode to all of the earthbound humans who right now are living in unfriendly environments. There's parts of the world that are turning upside down due to power, money, control, due to things outside of the realm of the humans it is affecting daily. So I want to dedicate this episode to all of those beautiful earthbound people who are working every day on simply surviving and supporting their families and hoping they make it through the day, because the world that they're living in right now is absolutely unfriendly. And I wish it wasn't true, but it is true for our world that we constantly go through these cycles of weapons and walls. And so I dedicate this episode to all of those people. I don't know you, but I feel you. And if there was anything I could do to take any of the strife or the pain away, I would in a heartbeat. But I also trust that you are doing the best that you can, and that the magic available to you is finding its way, even if it's just one little moment you share with another that makes you believe in yourself and in love. I wish you the best, and I dedicate this episode with me and Albert to you. Big love and many blessings to us all across the globe. Ask the questions. Open up your world and believe it to be true, for it is true. It's you, my friend. You are the magic. Thank you for sharing your time and your magic with me in the latest episode of You Are the Magic. To stay connected to the magic within you, or to stay connected to me, you may wish to check out the Big Life Magic Makers. It's the global virtual community for the magic curious and those seeking to refine their magic mastery. If you go to biglifemagic.com, you'll find the navigation points there to explore the membership. You'll also see various ways you can stay connected to me. There's always the New Moon Circle of Magic open to anyone across the world, or if you're looking for a healing transformation or a new direction for you, you may want to work one-on-one with me. All of that is there too at biglifemagic.com. Follow your own magic curiosity and find yourself exactly where you need to be in the magical playground. And if you feel so inspired to, please write a comment. Let me know how this episode has impacted you and your magic, and I would deeply appreciate if you could leave a review on the platform that you're listening or watching on. Breathe it in, my friends, because it's true. You are the magic, and I cannot wait to share more of it with you.